is the video for Aquarius Rising. Okay, so the sign Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, and it's co-ruled by the planet Saturn. And people with Aquarius Rising have, in terms of their appearance, usually a taller presence or a tall and lean presence about them. And there is always an aura of detachment about the way that they come across. They're very social, and they're very they're nice communicators, have a pleasant way about them. But when it comes to connecting with people, they always have an air about them of keeping people at a distance, or an air of sort of enigmatic kind of detached quality about them. So Aquarius Rising people actually can be quite hard to get to know. They can be a little bit mysterious in this kind of quirky, airy way, and it is an air sign, obviously, Aquarius. And you'll find that somebody with this rising sign is quite aloof. And when I say aloof, in terms especially their physical presence, they will keep themselves very separate when interacting with others. They usually like to keep a good sense of space between themselves and the other person that they're talking to, and they're not touchy-feely people at all. So you know, they tend to maybe attract people that are more their shadow energy, or the polar opposite, which is Leo, the sign of Leo. So they might attract people that are more fiery and more showy, or people that are more creative and expressive, people that they can admire, and you know, people that they see special qualities in, they'll tend to be attracted to that. Now, just to sort of go into it a bit further, when you see someone with Aquarius Rising and you interact with someone with Aquarius Rising, they will have an aura about them of something glamorous, of something kind of unique, and something a little bit brilliant as well. So you'll see this person with Aquarius Rising and think, wow, they're a bit different. You know, there's something cool about them, and literally cool, you know, cool and detached, but also cool as in, you know, something attractive about their aura, in that they generally do not come across as needy or clingy. They won't come across as really in your face sort of person. They'll be, you know, more a communicator, social, interested in people, and they tend to also be interested in the big picture of life. So, you know, social issues, society, politics, you know, the bigger picture of life, and even deeper than that, they tend to have a bit of a scientific mind, or the ability to look at the big picture of life and see things clearly when it comes to the bigger picture of life. So that's a really great quality that they have, and they're usually very intelligent people. They have a strong intellectual presence and way about them, and they probably enjoy studying unusual topics. So maybe, you know, astrology is definitely a strong interest for people usually that have Aquarius Rising, or something that's mystical, something that's to do with higher knowledge, higher awareness. They definitely have creative ability usually, and the other thing about Aquarius Rising, which, you know, relates to anyone that has strong Aquarius in their chart, is that they are capable of being very, very stubborn. There's something with the Aquarius Rising, they have a certain way that they like to do things. The way that they want to do things for themselves, it's very fixed, or it's a fixed sign, so it's very fixed in its nature. They may not be that great at compromising with other people, so finding, you know, in a relationship, finding a middle ground. So if somebody in the relationship, say the other person that they're with wants to do something their way, and the Aquarius Rising really wants to do something their way, they'll usually they'll be quite dominant in that sense, in getting to do things the way that they want. Being a fixed sign, it has that stubborn quality, but because it's Uranus ruled and co-ruled by Saturn, it's very strong level of stubbornness. So I think in partnership they have to try and compromise a little bit more, and you know, sometimes let the other person have their way, or find a middle ground, you know, find some kind of balance there. So the other thing is they're very, as I said earlier, they're very socially pleasant people, so they may be really good at dealing with people in general, and have a nice, as I said, a nice pleasant way of communicating with other people, and people may admire them for that. They also have a very strong independent streak. This is really key. So they love their freedom, their sense of independence, the sense of, you know, what the way that they want to do things, their uniqueness, what makes them who they are. They have their way of moving through the world, and it's kind of non-compromising in that sense. Also, what was the other thing? Yeah, the shadow, I'll just talk a bit more about that. The shadow element is Leo, or the shadow sign, the opposite sign is Leo. So they will be drawn to people that have a bit more warmth in their persona, people that are more, maybe more emotionally expressive and more creative, more fiery perhaps as well. And they also tend to be people that are observers. They like to, you know, observe other people, and you know, they might be the type of person that just likes to sit and watch the world go by, you know, as a way of, you know, people watching. You know, that's a real common thing for people with strong Aquarius and people with Scorpio as well, is people watching and observing people on that level, and also on the bigger picture level, observing humanity and understanding, you know, what makes the world the way it is. You know, their minds are often occupied on bigger picture issues and concerns and thoughts, and even abstraction. Like, they're very capable of abstract perceptions about things as well. So Aquarius rising might seem quite of an intellectual type of person as well. So someone that has their mind occupied with higher meanings of life and things like that. And I think that the other thing I was going to say was, when it comes to relationships, they may struggle to come to terms with their need for independence and the need for a relationship. So, you know, I guess they would need to be with somebody that understands their independence and understands that they have a need to do their own thing a lot, as well as, you know, maybe balance the two. So they're not going to be somebody that just wants to be, you know, joined at the hip with the person that they're with, usually, depending on the rest of the chart, of course. But, you know, they need their freedom. Aquarius rising, it's someone that is a very freedom-loving individual, and they need their space. They need their mental space as well. It's really important. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I've missed. They definitely have, like, this aura of this sort of crystal kind of brilliance about them, you know, like something that is kind of it's hard to put into words, actually. Intriguing perhaps, and mysterious, and also hard to get to know. So, you know, they might seem, as I said earlier, like an enigma, something that people want to understand or work out. And they definitely keep people at a distance. As I said, not touchy-feely types, not, you know, the type of person that when they speak to you, they're going to reach out and touch you, or, you know, they just keep themselves to themselves physically very much. And it's more engaging with others on the mental level, with communication on the mind level. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm just trying to think. I'm sure there's something that I've missed out here. There's a lot of things I've missed out, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that for Aquarius rising. If you have Aquarius rising and would like to share your thoughts, please do leave a comment below. And thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.